Come on in, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. Let me know if you can hear me. I have on my Bluetooth, so let me know if you can hear me. Put a thumbs up here if you can hear me. Come on in, you all. Good evening. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Are you all well? Come on in. Say hello to me as YouTube wake you all up. Y'all see Flo showing up? Flo over here showing up. Thank you. See, Flo is showing out. Flo is my hair. My hair name is Flo. You know how Tabitha Brown have Donna, so I named my locks Flo. So Flo really over here flowing. How's everyone doing? I hope you all are well. Come on in. But listen, I want to talk about just making room for what it is that you want, right? Um, what I've noticed in my lifetime and over a period of time that you get what you focus on the most, all right? You get what you focus on the most. Um, your life is in the your life is a reflection of what it is, right? That you talk about and think about the most. Mm-hmm. Yep. So you have to make room for what it is that you want. So say for instance, you want to be happy, you want to be joyful, you want peace. You have to remove those things and people that don't bring you peace. I know it's hard sometimes because it's loved ones you have to stop talking to or remove because they're so toxic, or it's a job you may have to leave. Whatever it is that is bringing you like the pain and unhappiness, you have to remove it to make room for what it is that you want. And I know it's difficult because sometimes we are so accustomed to doing things a certain way. We have a routine on how we do things. And, sometimes when you have done things for so long, it's very hard to change. It's hard to change. Say, for instance, you've been on a job for 20, 30 years, but you're so unhappy with the job. Um, and now the job is really making you sick, but you're afraid to leave, or you're afraid to bet on yourself because of the economy and what's going on in the world. So you're very fearful. So you have to focus on what it is you want. And I understand. You're talking to somebody who had to make the hardest decision in her life. Like, I had to make one of the hardest decisions in my life. And it was scary. But I said, it's either I stay stuck, unhappy, miserable, right? Um, Forcing things, or, trying to force something, or I just figure out what's on the other side. I take that leap of faith to see what's on the other side. And I took that leap of faith. And I'm finding out what's on the other side. Okay? And what's on the other side is joy, peace, happiness, abundance. Like, there's so much joy on this side of walking away finally. Hey, Keisha. Finally walking away from, what wasn't serving me. And it's okay. You know, the older we get, sometimes I think either we're going to get comfortable and complacent, or we're going to have the mindset of like, listen, I'm not staying stuck here. I'm seeking happiness. I want to be joyful. Yes, as Bloom's creation. Look, I'm happy for me too. Look, girl, I'm happy for me too. Listen, and it wasn't an easy decision. Sometimes we come at a crossroad, and it's either we're going to burn the ship. Look, it's either we burning the ship, or the ship, we're going to burn in the ship. And I was like, I'm not going to burn in the ship because there's too much life. There's too much life for me to live, and too many things for me to do, and too many people that I need to impact. So I decided to jump off that ship, okay? I jumped off the boat and I burned the boat behind me, okay? I'm not looking behind. Look, I'm not finna get burned up, Look, I don't mean to be getting all silly starting out in the video. Listen, I'm like, I'm not going to turn a crisp on this boat. I'm getting off. Look, I'm jumping off the boat and I don't even know how to swim. I figure it out. I figure it out on the way. But jumping off that ship was the best thing that I could have done. Because now that I've jumped off that ship, and we all going to come at a crossroads, we are all going to get to a point to where we're going to have to jump off the burning boat, or we're going to burn with the boat. And you can take that however it applies to your situation. It don't have to always be romantic. It don't have to always be family or, job. Whatever it is for you, you would know what it is for you. I know what it was for me. I'm like, am I going to stay here and deal with all this foolishness, or am I going to jump? I put my bets on drowning. Before I stay in that ship, look, I'm jumping in there with the sharks. They're going to have to fight me. Look, they're going to have to fight me. Listen, I'm going in there with Jaws and what that Lake Placid, in order to stay in this and stay on this ship, I'm going to, Jaws, here I come. I'm jumping in there with you. Look, I'm jumping in there with Jaws. I'm jumping in there with the alligator. I'm going in there with the anaconda. I'd rather fight the anaconda. That'll give me resilience than to stay where I'm at. Best thing I could have done was jumping off that ship. Okay? I jumped off that ship. I jumped off and the Lord picked me right up. See, that's the thing. What in the world? I'm scared to go down them stairs. I know y'all hear that hollering. Hold on. I'm scared to go down there. Do I need to go hide? Let me go hide in the bathroom. People acting crazy nowadays. Let me go pray in the bathroom. Listen, they doing all that hollering. Don't know what they got going on. I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all heard that. Listen, look. This man walked upstairs. I'm over here getting my car service. This man walked. I know. Look, this man walked in here. He was going to warm up his food, but he had a knife. He had like a knife. I'm like, let me go on downstairs. Listen, I ain't trusting. I'm paying attention to everything, I'm sorry, y'all. But the distraction came with all the hollering. I don't know what they got going on downstairs. But anyway, what I was talking about, y'all. Somebody remind me what I was talking about. You see that distraction? As Bloom. Girl, listen, I ain't got time. Look, I keep my little tase on me and everything. I need to go. I need to go to the gun range for real. I ain't got time for all this. Listen. I'm sorry, y'all. Tell me what I was talking about. I'm sorry. I got distracted and off topic and everything. What I was talking about. Keisha, what I was talking about, fam? I know I was talking about. Oh, that's what I was talking about. It came to me. Sometimes when we have to jump off the ship, God is just testing us to see if we really trust him, to see if we got it in us, okay? Because I jumped off that ship. I thought I was going in there with the anacondas and the alligator. God came and scooped me right on up. He was like, not my child. He was like, I ain't know she was that crazy. Look, he was like, I ain't know she was that crazy. Gonna jump off the boat, ain't got no life jacket. Gators down there, sharks, snakes. I was willing. I was like, Lord, do you want me to jump? I felt in my spirit, he said jump. So guess what I did? I jumped. Okay? I jumped head first. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I jumped head first. And he came on. He said, let me go catch this food because she just in there. But for real, seriously though, he did. Yes. Yep. That's when you know. Yep. Exactly. Yes. You'll do anything. It's almost like you're desperate. You're like, Lord, if you putting me to this point, and see, that's where I was, okay? I was at that point, Keisha and S. Bloom's creation. I was at that point. I'm like, you know what? In my situation, I'm looking at, I'm like, you know what? I can't keep doing this. You know what I mean? This is foolishness. This is hindering me. This is stopping me from being the greatest version of myself. This is stopping me from being joyous and happy and me operating in my full self. I wasn't even this happy and this joyful, this funny. I've always been funny, but the situation was sucking the life force out of me. So I'm like, I can't stay in this. I didn't know who I was. Who I was. I was unrecognizable to me. Like, that's why people looking at me like, who this? Who you? Look, they looking at me like, because they saw the before and the after, like, I don't know who this is. I don't know. My cousin, I talked to my cousin a couple of weeks ago. He was like, well, why are you smiling so? I said, well, it ain't got nothing to do with a man, okay? I said it got something to do with a man, but not what you thinking about, okay? He was like, you just smiling from ear to ear. I'm like, no. I say, really, I'm doing the work on myself. I'm doing the work on myself. I'm doing those things that make me happy, doing those things that bring me joy. Um, and that's what I want to talk about. You got to make room for that. In order to make room, right? Yes. In order to make room, you got to get rid of the things that don't make you happy. Sometimes we think we have to hold on to things and people and situations at the detriment of our mental health. Okay? At the detriment of our mental health, at the detriment of, us losing our authenticity. Because that's what the enemy is after anyways. The enemy is after us being authentic and because when you're authentic, you're giving honor to God. You're telling God you appreciate him for how he made you when you are your authentic self. Okay? When you are your authentic self, appreciate how you made me. You're operating at your highest level when you are authentic, when you can be yourself. That is how you know. So I'm gonna go to romantic. That is how you know if you are in any type of romantic relationship. I don't care. I'm not in people business. However you in a romantic relationship. When you can't be yourself, when you stop being who God created you to be, you're not in the right relationship. When you have to transform and contort and become all this, to try to please somebody and they can't appreciate you for how you are, you're not in the right relationship. I can tell you that right now. You're not in the right relationship. When you have to become someone else, when you have to be someone else to please that person, they don't want you to be yourself. You can't be how you are. You got to dumb yourself down. You got to stop being bubbly. You got to stop being vibrant. You got to stop talking to people. That's abuse. That's control. Okay? So that's for somebody. That's control. You're not in the right relationship. That is control. When you can't pray, when you can't go to church, you can't do what you've been doing, and you got to change everything. No, you're not in the right relationship. You're not in the right situationship. That go for friendships too, because sometimes you get friends like that. They don't want you to be, when you can't be who you are, when you can't be vibrant in yourself and bubbly and who you are, how you are, no, no, that's not healthy. That's not healthy at all. So if you're in that type of relationship, flee, run, run and run fast. Okay, and don't look back. Okay, don't look back. Don't question nothing. Don't look back. You should be able to be vibrant. You should be able to be yourself. You should be able to be yourself 100%. Not change nothing, not dumb yourself down, not stop being a talker and, like some people, if they're outgoing and bubbly, they get in an abusive relationship, they become introverted and they're extremely extroverted. No, that's not you. If you can't be yourself, you're not in the right relationship. I'm sorry. But anyways, you got to make room for what it is you want. I want abundance. This is what I did when I got to my place where I had to jump off the boat, and I jumped in there with them snakes and alligators and sharks and all that. I was scared, okay, but I jumped. One thing about me, well, when you get tired, you'll jump in anything. Look, when you get tired of going around circles and in cycles, you'll jump off anything. You'll do what you have to do. You're like, I know it can't be worse when I jump than what I'm going through. It's either like, I'm going to figure out what's going on. I'll figure it out on the way down. Yeah. So, but yeah. Look, exactly, Keisha. Look, I was ready. Look, couldn't even swim. I jumped right on in there. Listen, I'm like, I figure it out. And guess what? God helped me figure it out too. I'm not going to lie. It was scary. Okay? It was so scary. It was scary. I didn't know what to do, you know. It was something new for me. In my situation, it was something brand new. Um, I never did it before. Listen, I never did it before. Brand spanking new. I never did it. Okay? And I jumped right on. Okay? I jumped right on in there. Mm-hmm. But yeah. But yes, you gotta make room. Oh, that's what I was gonna talk about too. So when you're trying to make room for the things you want, and you know, when you're getting rid of the things you don't want, you got to let give yourself time to process. Give yourself time to get used to um, being without whatever it is you got rid of. Okay? You have to go through that painful process. A lot of people don't get to where they need to go because the process is hard. It's that in between place, place, that transition from making room, okay? Um, Making room, right? I don't know what this is. I can't read you. I can't read your comments right now. Um, to go from making room, right, to um, where you're trying to go, you got to give yourself time. You got to give yourself time to process that. You got to give yourself time to sit with yourself. That's another thing. Sit with yourself. Give yourself time to feel your emotions, feel and cry, and do what it is you need to do. And it's okay. That's another thing. We leave certain situations or um, go through certain things, and we feel like we got to be strong and, you know, not cry and appear all tough. No, I get in my emotions. I cry however I feel. That's how I feel, and I process that. Our emotions is important, and we need to process and acknowledge them. We need to acknowledge our emotions. You can't deny your emotions. If you're mad, be mad. If you're angry, be angry. If you're sad, be sad. Don't try to not process your emotions, because we do that to try to save face, right? We do that to try to save face, and we do that to try to appear to people like we're not hurt or bothered. If you hurt and bothered, be hurt and bothered. It is okay. You just can't stay there. Allow yourself to process your emotions. That's what I've learned in my life. Allow yourself to process your emotions. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me now, Keisha. Okay. But what I was saying, yeah, allow yourself to process. My vehicle is ready, so but allow yourself to process. I don't run from my emotions anymore. I don't bottle up my emotions, because that's what leads to depression. We sitting here trying not to cry. Let me go cry. Okay, I ain't gonna cry in front of you, but I'm gonna go cry. Okay, what was on Friday? He gonna cry in the car. He gonna cry when he get home. Listen, let me cry. I'm gonna process my emotions. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be upset. I'm not going to be afraid to express my emotions. I'm not going to just be emotional and crying in front of everybody, but I'm going to process, and that's what I had to do. When I jumped off the ship, okay, when I jumped off the boat, okay, I had to go sit with myself. God sat me down. Like the old folks say, go sit down. God sat me down, and he said, you're going to sit right here and process these emotions. You're going to sit right here and let me show you everything that you've done wrong, and where you should have been out of the situation, and how you tried to be me. And he just sat there, and I had to get I had to get a good old chastisement. Okay? I had to get chastised. And like they say, he chastises who he loves. I know I'm loved and favored. Okay? I know I'm loved and favored. He is. He set me right down. I said, you know what? I got it, Lord. I sure did do that. And see, God ain't like how religious people say he is. No, he's a loving God. He'll sit there and he'll tell us where we went wrong. And we'll go through things until we get it right. He'll let us go through stuff. We'll go in these cycles. He'll let us go through this stuff until we get it right. He'll let us go through. You want to do it, and he'll move on right on out the way. That's tough love. That's what you call tough love. He'll move out of the way, and he'll let us learn our lesson. He know when we get tired. That's when we jump off that ship. Look, and he be right there when we jump off the ship. Look, he'll let us get so close to the edge. Look, happy birthday, Linda. Listen, he'll let us go through the cycle, and then he'll sit right there. When we get tired, he was like, she tired now. Let me see if she gonna he be like, let me see if she gonna jump off. Or do I have to? Sometimes he'll just have to thump us. Because we be right on the edge, tilted, you know. I was like this. I was right on the edge. And he said, you know, let me just thump this fool on in there. Because she just, I was holding on. I was like, a wind could have came and blew me down. He said, let me get that fool out of this. Because she right there. And I'm showing her I got her. He don't show me so many times. He don't did. That's why I got to get these books out. I got to write these books out so y'all can understand the depth of how God just, he's there for us. He's there for us. He's going to be there for us. We just got to learn the lesson. We got to be obedient, and we have to listen. We got to have our own relationship with him. Have our own relationship, and we got to have our own relationship, and he'll guide us in that quiet time. Quiet time. Let me tell y'all. Years ago, let me tell y'all this, I got to go. Years ago, when I thought I needed therapy, right? I thought I needed therapy. I shared this on another video. I shared this on another video years ago. I thought I needed some therapy. God said, you don't need no therapy. You need to go and forgive. Okay, that's number one. You need to forgive. I didn't tell you to go try to seek no therapist. What I told you to do was forgive. Okay, that's why you feel like you depressed and you need somebody to talk to. No, you need to talk to me. Forgive. Look, I would call myself need therapy, and then too, the people who you connected to, they'll make you need some therapy. You got to be careful who you connected with. You got to be connected. You got to be careful who you intertwine yourself with, who you're giving yourself to, who you're exchanging energies with, if you know what I mean. They'll have you going to seek some therapy, because if they're not healthy and doing what they're supposed to do and dealing with their demons, that stuff will transfer right on onto you. You be carrying and battling stuff, and you trying to figure out where it came from. Look, you trying to figure out where it's coming from. That connection. That connection you got going on, right? So you got to be careful. God was like, I didn't tell you to go get no therapist. I told you to forgive, and I told you to do what I told you to do. Okay? he told you, he said, I told you to do what I told you to do. That's how God be talking to me. I'm for real. He be talking to me. He be talking to me. He be like, this is what I told you to do. You the one that want to let go. I've been told you to let go of this foolishness, but you trying to do your thing. You got your own agenda. And that's why you going in them circles. That's why you think you need a therapist, because you got your own agenda. And ain't nothing wrong with therapy. Seek therapy. They'll give you some strategies, okay? And I'm going to say this. And this may be controversial, but I'm going to say this. When God created you, he created you perfectly, fearfully and wonderfully made. There is nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me. We're not broken people. Okay? We're not broken. Nothing is wrong with us. He created us perfectly. What's broken, and I got this for Dr. Cindy Trim, and this was true. I saw this on Instagram. And he showed me this, but I didn't know how to articulate it. He said, there's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with processes and things you've experienced. But you as an individual, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. You are made perfect in his eyes. You're not broken. Systems are broken. Your family, their processes are broken. Ways of thinking is broken, but you're not broken. He ain't created no junk. You are perfectly and fearfully and wonderfully made. Okay? You are perfect. The processes and what you've been through may not be perfect, but you are perfect. And that's what I realized. I am complete and whole. That's why we got to find out who we are in Christ. I am complete and whole in him. Okay? Even in my mistakes, even in me making my mistakes. Child, I don't know how I got myself into a situation a few months ago. But even in that, I am still fearfully and wonderfully made. Okay? And when I found out and when God showed me, my daughter, even in your mistakes, I'm still there with you. You just got to be reminded of that. Okay? So y'all just got to be reminded. You ain't got to be perfect and, trying to live. We got to get there. You're not going to be there. We got to unlearn stuff and we going through our own battles and stuff. So once I realized that, nobody can tell me nothing. Okay? My daddy say I'm good, so I'm good. I am good. And I find myself being more joyful. Even Keisha could tell. Keisha could see the difference. Keisha saw me from when I first started to now. Keisha could tell you there's a difference. There is a difference. Exactly. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. But yeah, you got to make sure you know who you are because people going to always try to tell you who you're not. Okay? They're always going to try to tell you who you're not. They're always going to try to come and, stop you from, speaking and um, stop you from growing. You got to understand it's a process. You're not going to be perfect. And that's why people don't want to, strive to do better because they don't want to be criticized. That's part of it. You're going to be criticized. You're gonna have people tell you what you are not. I get trolls in here all the time. Sometimes I see them, I just block and delete them, or sometimes I just, ignore them. It all depends on how vulgar they get. But you can't let no trolls stop you. You can't let people stop you from growing. You're giving them more attention. They don't even know you, right? They don't even know you. Even some of your own relatives don't know you. They don't know the real you. So why you gonna sit and oh, it's pouring out there? Why you gonna sit and let somebody stop you from growing, stop you from living up to your best potential? Okay? No, you got to keep growing, and you got to ignore people. And I know it's hard. That's why you got to know who you are in God. Once you find out who you are in God, you'll realize that people are hurting. Okay? People are hurting, and the first person that will give them attention, the first person they can upset or inflict their pain on, they will do it. They will do it if you allow them. If you allow them, you can't. I'm kind of scared to go downstairs now. All that hollering and carrying on. Let me get my taste. Let me get my all that hollering. Let me go sneak. Let me go peek around the corner. Look, let me go peek around the corner. I don't know, Keisha girl. I'm scared to go down them stairs. What they got going on? I don't know what they got going on over there. But listen, I don't know. I just be cracking myself up. But um, you got to realize who you are. Seriously, I'm for real. But you got to realize, you got to realize who you are. Okay? And don't take things personal. You got to get to a place to where, like I said, people's stuff is not your stuff. They going through their own things. If they can make somebody mad, that's energy. When you give people attention, especially negative attention, any type of attention, when you give people attention, that they demons feed off that. They feed off negative attention. They feed off that. They love that provoking. That's why you have trolls. You doing a live and you got like 100,000 people on your live and everybody giving you praises and positive. Then you got this one spirit gonna say your head big or shut up. You don't know what you're talking about or say something negative, and you don't became a keyboard warrior. You going back and forth. Now they don't took your attention off of what supposed to do. What you're talking about. You don't lost your train of thought. You don't got mad. Now your blood pressure up. Now you losing sleep behind a person who's behind the keyboard. Them kind you got to learn how to delete and ignore. Yes, exactly, Keisha. And it takes time. It takes time. It ain't nothing overnight. Look, it ain't nothing overnight. It's a process, and we got to keep trying every day. Even when we fall short, we got to keep on trying. So let me go because I want the people calling me again about my car. I don't want to give them my money, but I thank God I can give it to them. Look, I don't want to, but I thank God I can do it. Okay, and I still got other stuff to get. I say, you know what? I'm gonna have to break these. Look, I told them, I said, I'm gonna have to break these down. Let me get the most important things, and then I'll break it down in increments. Cause the stuff that I need to get, I know I need to get it. You know, I know I need to get it. But you all be blessed. Good night. And I will talk to y'all later. Keisha, I'm gonna try to have a little meet and greet soon. Cause I know Matt was requesting it. And I think we need to. Yeah, I think we need to for the group members. So if you're not a part of the membership and you want to meet up, we usually have meetings via Zoom, and they be pretty cool to see people who you're talking to online. You know, meeting people and getting good energy. You know, it's always good positive vibes. You know, you can be yourself. Hey, I'm not there to judge you. I know we're all in a different places, and we're growing. So I'm not the type of person. When I look in the mirror, I ain't got no place to be trying to judge or tell nobody. You know, this is a personal development and life coaching channel. So that's what I do. I help people grow. I help people, you know, become a better version of themselves, get over, you know, their hardships and struggles. That's what I do. I encourage people. I've been like that since birth, I think. I'm always in your corner rooting for you, right? I'm that motivator in the corner, always motivating people and being there. You don't have a cheerleader to cheer you on. You know, if you got a business, you need somebody to cheer you on. That's me. I'm that supportive friend. Okay, I'm the support. I think I'm the overly supportive friend, if you ask me. I just don't have that hater. I don't have that hater mentality. You know, I like to support people, praise people, congratulate people. I've always been that way. So, ain't nothing new. But that's what I'm here for. Okay? So you all be blessed, and I will talk to you all later.